everyone, it's Laura Myers for CMS-Connected. Today I have something a bit different for you guys. I guess you could say I'm taking the employee journey and hiring conversation way back and talking to someone who's making an effort to plant the seeds of web development and content management with high school students and open them up to the needs and possibilities of a career in the digital business world. Clint Patterson, a web developer and technology evangelist for DNN, was invited to a local high school to work with the students and give them hands-on instruction on web development. So I definitely had a few questions for him on the project and how he hopes this could affect the future of digital. Hello, Clint. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'd like to start by having you give us an overview of this project with the students at Northwestern High School.
Yeah, so one of my good friends teaches here at a local high school. It's in Rock Hill, South Carolina, where he teaches, Northwestern High School. And he teaches some tech classes there. And, he's always, talking to me about coming in and speaking to his classes. And so, I told him I'd break down and come do it. And really, he had been teaching or training the students on, just HTML, CSS, very basic stuff. As they're, getting into, learning about technology and just coding 101 type stuff. And so I told him I'd be happy, to come speak and kind of give, just an overall picture of, what DNN is and just technology in general and help them kind of tie things together to understand that, the HTML you're coding can actually be used. Because how they are, or at least their level of understanding now, it's like we're writing code, but I don't understand where this is actually going to end up, being useful. And so I was trying to tie all that together for them. So that was just kind of the genesis of the project. And it wasn't like, we were coding a specific application. It was just to, try to introduce them to some concepts that they may not know and, some that they may.
It's a great idea to come in and give them some practical application of what they're learning. Now, this may seem like an obvious question, but why did you choose DNN as the platform for these students to learn on?
Right, so I'm a big DNN fan, right? You may or may not know that. So obviously it was an easy choice for me, but DNN is open source, right? So it makes it available for the students to be able to download and install it on their own machines. Which even after the class, we've had some students reaching out, wanting to know how to install and things like that because they, were essentially grabbing it and running with it, which is, what we wanted them to do. So you've got a couple of reasons. I'm a DNN fan. It's open source, which, means they can get it. Also, as an application, it's very intuitive, right? So I didn't have to tell them, go here and create a page. They could just kind of click around and figure it out. So it was, also pretty easy. And the other thing is that there's an active DNN community, both, online and forums and things like that, as well as here in these students' local area. So, we run a user group in the Charlotte area and we live stream our meetings so they could, come to the meetings in person or join online. So I just felt like, it was a easy solution or easy decision for me because not only something that they may not know about, but also if they wanted to take the next steps, it's very easy, very low barrier of entry. They could download it, get started on their own machine. If they liked it, then they can get involved in the user group.
That's a key thing to mention. Not only is it open source and easily accessible for the students, but that vast user group is so close at hand if these students need more assistance while they learn. Now, in teaching them, what were the top 3 fundamental elements or capabilities of content management that you really hope the students would leave with?
Right. So, going in, I knew that there would probably be some students that, could care less, right? But then there would be some that, they really enjoyed it or were kind of looking forward to it. So with that knowledge, I went in with, a couple of different things I wanted to do, one of which was just conceptual, right? I wanted them to understand what a CMS is and what a CMS does, because over here in the Charlotte area, when you hear CMS, you think it means Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools, right? But not all the time. So I wanted to introduce them to the concept of what a CMS is and what it does. That was just, high level number one. And then, practically speaking, I wanted them to be able to edit some HTML and CSS within a page, within the site, because that's what he had been teaching them in class. So I wanted them to be able to take something that, they had been learning or that they may not have understood or been too interested in, and then be able to plug it into this system and see how everything fits together, so that they can essentially make use or leverage, their already existing knowledge. Then the last thing, I just wanted them to be able to create pages and understand the permissioning model. So like, create a page that everybody can see versus a page just, a certain group of people can see. So those were essentially my 3 goals, I guess, if I had to break it down.
In that, how do you think this project and others like it could affect the future of digital?
Yeah, I don't really know how it can affect. I know that, we're providing an awareness to the students of what a CMS is, and just, open source, just like all the terms and concepts that we discussed were not terms that I heard or knew about in my high school days, right? So I think we're raising the awareness earlier in their journey or career or whatever you want to call it. And in doing that, we're probably potentially spurring some growth in the CMS world by, putting or activating some younger talent, again, because, we're hitting them earlier in their career. And then finally, I would say, and I encourage the students, I said, look, you guys are just going to school. Why not, start a startup here while you got some free time and energy and friends, right? So I was trying to paint the picture for them that, like, look, all the tools that you need are free. All the knowledge you need is also free if you go looking in the right places and network with the right people. So you've got the tools, you've got knowledge that you can get, like I said, for free, and you've got time and energy. So, why not add all that together and, start making a new Snapchat or whatever, startup may be. So I think, when I was in high school, I definitely wasn't looking at things like that. Obviously, it's a long time ago. So, just trying to inspire them to action, because really the only thing holding you back is motivation. And I also, let them know that they're competing in a global world now. So, I mean, if they don't build it, somebody else will. So I don't know how it will affect, but those are things that could potentially happen.
I think that early awareness is going to do a lot for entrepreneurship and tech, as you mentioned, but also have an impact in that pool of talented prospects for hire as time moves on. Hopefully these and other students will take advantage of that time and energy you pointed out to innovate in the global market that they have such easy access to today. Because as you said, if they don't invent it, someone else definitely will. Thank you so much for your time today, Clint. That's all I have to ask. So I hope you have a really lovely rest of your day.
All right, you're welcome.
That was Clint Patterson, web developer and DNN evangelist, telling us how he's doing his part to inspire future generations of innovators in the world of web development and content management. To keep up on what's happening in the wide world of digital business today, check back here often at CMS-Connected.